Once again, greetings to everyone. I'm Professor Assistant Zeljka Bagaric from Public University North from Croatia, from Koprivnica. In my previous life, I was working with the police forces, and for several years now, I'm working within the Department for the Communication, Journalism, and Media. This paper here presents main findings of the final undergraduate paper of my student, Silvija Skoda, Mrs. Silvija Skoda. And let's begin. So when we are talking about blogging and books blogging, we cannot avoid the information about reading. Here are the illustrations, which are not for the comparison purposes, but only as introduction. You can see here the Pew Research results for the readings of Americans, meaning the types of the books that are in interest of the readers. So on the right side, you can see the most recent data from the Croatian readers. And here is a decade of the percentage. I mean, our nation is about 4 million people. So the last year, the COVID year, about 45%, which is almost average, like in the last 10 years of the people have read at least one book. Out of this total amount of readers, 89% was reading online. As for the most popular genres, you can see here there is crime novels, sci-fi and fantasy novels, chick lits, then do-it-yourself manuals or books, self-help, history novels, and at the middle of the interest, it was scientific books. The last reads was done with art, drama, and poetry texts. So blogging is not a new phenomenon, but over the years, this widespread internet form of interactions has become new tasks or new facets. So among the others, I will only mention this importance that it has become within the book publishing and within the book selling and advertising of the books, and as well as the free platform for the new e-learning forums, which comes to big importance during the COVID time. For the researchers, this content, this research content and the field of research is very demanding because this content is very flexible, is extremely variable and extensive. So sometimes it is difficult to narrow the problem framework. So you can see the research put some emphasis on the interactions within the blog users or with the administrators' tasks. We will extend this interaction to the liking and commenting as the interactions which were observed and measured within this research. So book blog, čitaj knjigu, or read book is the most popular Croatian book blog. You can see here there is over 500,000 followers. For our little nation, it is a big number. Then we can go a little bit further for the literature review. Well, the knowledge which was gained about information behavior and all other features or habits of the media audiences are more or less consistent. What we can put focus on now is that reading as a social activity changed through the social networking, and this is maybe not the place to go further within it. So in this research, aim was to define the user's behavior according to their reaction of the publication on the Facebook page of the blog. Then we wanted to explore the specifics and the blog audience's reaction forms to those posts which were published. And the research questions that were defined were, do Facebook page users follow blog announcements? Do they differentiate the content of the posts? Do they interact with posts? And does this content instigate them to further reflection and information seeking behavior or research for the information? As for the methodology, the mixed methodology approach was used. We used a manual or simple content analysis as a quantitative method and an ethnography method for the qualitative one. Random sampling was also used, and because this is not a representative sample, it could be only suitable for some kind of conclusions in relation to this sample. So all other ethical considerations and standards which were applied were suitable for these types of respondents. As for the methods and materials, of course, the content analysis was done according to the all known steps, methodology steps. So the coding which was performed by the two sets of coders, one was the student and me, and the other one was the independent coders. And we got, I don't have it here, but we have got the reliability percentages of 87%, which was considered as very good, and we continued with our analysis, content analysis. So the first coding was made on the variety of reaction of the post reaction, and the second coding was done on the content category of the posts. As for the ethnography, which I have mentioned before as a method, this is basically ethnography which is done or applied online or online contents. So the ethnography introduces within the world of science Mr. Kozinets with his research on coffee community. So the sample that we used for this kind of qualitative analysis was also random, and we observed 15 in total consecutive posts which were published during one day, and this day was on 20th May on 2019. So this is just for the illustration of these interactions that were under the observed measurement. And here are the metrics, analytical metrics of the content analysis. So you can see there are absolute and relative frequencies, and according to those frequencies, this B is code for the photographs, for the photos. So the most interactions which was caused by the photos which were published. And within the second matrix, you can see that the majority of the likes and comments and other interactions was made into the direction of I think three. Just a second. Three is, yes, quotes of the literary text or books which are published on the Facebook page of the blog. So here are the results within the text. The analysis showed that administrators need to invest lots of effort and imagination to keep users informed, entertained, and active. As for the users' interaction, so dynamics depend on the time. In the morning is very low because there are night owls and they are active during the night. The audience regularly follows the blog page. The most common interaction was with photos and statuses. Video links, this findings was important because it differs from the literature review that video links does not provoke within this sample of Croatian book bloggers, does not provoke a user reaction and rarely are provided because of that, because they're not interested in it. So the book quotes, on the other hand, drives most reaction by the audiences. So the interesting thing is, which we didn't really know before the research, that the audience of this book blog very much likes blogging, and all other interactions, but they do not like the owner and the founder of this blog. So whatever is in connection with the lady who started this blog, it is a low, in low frequencies. So the contents motivated our users to further reflect on the information which was shared, or also on the further research in information field. So, regarding the administrative interaction and contribution, there are different interaction is, well, if I may say, very occasional, but contribution to the page content is very frequent and noticeable. Implications of our research. So it will be really interesting for the further research to put direction to the way of presenting and selling books through the blogging. Then, of course, it could be interesting to explore how the influencers within this field sell this product, I mean the books, and in general, how the book advertising works. So, which characteristics make Facebook posts more likely to go viral? And of course, because this is only made on the one social media of this book blog, namely Facebook, it would be really interesting to see what are the features on the Instagram followers, which also exist to this blog, and maybe we could extract a formula which could be universally applied to the social media of this book blog. Here are some of the references. Of course, the details will be presented within the full paper of our research. And here you can see the Croatian 14th century Facebook, which is tombed in glagolitics in very, very old, but still alive and active written language and signs. And with that, I will thank you all for the attention. If there is any question, I'm here now, or you can also, by all means, send me via mail your